Is Tesla's Q3 going to be monstrous? Is the stock gonna go to the flippin' moon? And are we all gonna make our money back? Or are we gonna keep going back down? 900 is just a bull trap right now, and a buying opportunity is coming right up. So what's it gonna be? Well, in this video, we're gonna calculate Q3's delivery number and predict it and see what's going to happen. Last time I predicted Q2's delivery numbers and I was off by 7,000. So, you know, it's pretty close. But this time, we're gonna be a lot closer. Actually, we're gonna be on point, I hope. Let's see. But before we get into it, guys, I do have to point out, obviously, it's a big change of scenery. That's because I'm on my vacation in Toronto. If you guys been watching them interviews lately that I've been doing, I mentioned that I do work in Kuwait. And right now, I'm on my vacation home in Toronto, and I made a little studio here. Obviously, more of me style. As you guys can see, there's a lot of music stuff in the background and all that kind of goodies. Don't worry, I'll make a separate video explaining what these all are and, you know, who I really am and all that kind of good stuff. But today we're gonna be talking about Tesla Q3 because I'm going all in. Oh, yeah, I'm missing the poster right there. But yeah, I'm going all into Tesla, the best risk-adjusted stock in my opinion. And if you guys are a regular viewer on this channel, y'all already know what's up. But enough chit-chatting, let's get into the video. All I ask in return is a like and subscribe if you haven't already, man. Let's go! So here's my little simple chart on figuring out Q3's delivery numbers. Well, first production numbers, then going into delivery numbers because there are a bit differences there. But we'll get to that as soon as we find out what the production numbers are. But as you guys can see here, we got Shanghai, Fremont, sorry, I know you guys in the comments, it's Fremont, I'm so sorry, Berlin, and Texas. These are the 4 factories that we have now that are up and running and producing in mass. Let's first go ahead and figure out Shanghai's. So daily production for Shanghai is between 2,600 to 3,000 daily. The total deliveries of July for Shanghai, it came out already, over 28,000, which is absolutely terrible. But that's because I made a keep note here as well that the Tesla Shanghai Gigafactory, there was a shutdown for upgrades between July and August 7th. And the extension is only for the Model 3. So July was already such a weak month. All the bears are coming out and saying,
see? Told you guys, Tesla's going bankrupt. Nobody wants their cars. And yeah, go Lucid, Lithium, Ford, and GM.
You know, all the regular FUD that they come out with, reasons for you not to buy and more reasons for you to sell. I mean, look at this, guys. If they didn't have a factory upgrade in July, they would have had over 52,000 vehicles extra at the rate of 2,600 vehicles daily. So really and technically, that will be a record month. 80,000 deliveries. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. But wait, it has to get better, and there is more because they're upgrading it to 3,000 vehicles daily. And we're gonna see that in the coming months. Let's first go on to August. Now from August 1st to August 7th, there was a closure for Model 3. Upgrading as usual. So no production for Model 3, and geez, they do a lot of Model 3s in Shanghai, a lot of. And when I say a lot, I mean like, look, 7 days of no production in August is about over 32,000 vehicles lost in Shanghai. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. So if you go ahead and do the math, because in August, you know, the Shanghai factory is upgraded, that means 3,000 vehicles a day times 31 days. That's right, they work every single day. In Shanghai, they work every single day. 3 shifts, but they work every single day. There's no time off. It's a factory 24/7, man. So 3,000 vehicles times 31 days is 93,000 vehicles in a single month. I mean, that's absolutely crazy, but we got to subtract 32,300 because of the Model 3, and we get 60,700 vehicles production, not deliveries. Deliveries was only in July, but in August, 60,700 vehicles produced. So that's still not bad. I mean, we can expect that end of this month or the first week of September once this number is approved. So not bad. But September, my boys, September is when there's no upgrades, there's no shutdowns. Let's hope COVID doesn't spear back up again, because we know China has a zero policy rule and we can expect shutdowns unexpectedly happen in China. Let's just hope it doesn't happen anytime soon or never happen at all. But let's just say that in September, it's a perfect month, thankfully, and hopefully it's a perfect month for Tesla, because it's been like every single month in Tesla, there's always been something going on in the Shanghai factory. But in September, let's say that they're doing amazing. Perfect month. they would do 90,000 vehicles in a single month, which is absolutely insane. They'll give a total Q3 for Shanghai of production almost at 179,000 vehicles. Maybe a little bit more because July I have deliveries rather than production, but for the most part, let's just say 179 or 178,917 vehicles produced, which is pretty darn amazing. And in Fremont, haha, I said it right, but we have an average daily production of 1,700. This number comes from their Q2 earnings report, where they mentioned that this factory alone can do over 650,000 vehicles in terms of production. So sheesh, that's insane. On a daily basis, that's about over 1,700 vehicles, but let's reduce it down to 1,700 for simplicity. And in July, if this is the theory and if it's correct, because they don't release numbers in Fairmount, and we get a total vehicle production in July of 52,700 vehicles. Same thing in August because both days are 31 days, but in September is 30 days and we get 51,000. And yes, this factory is also 24/7, so yeah, that's why I'm counting every single day. Total production value in Fairmount factory in Q3 is 156,400 vehicles produced. Not bad at all. Moving on to Berlin, and this one is interesting because they are ramping up, and following it is pretty difficult because they don't tell us in real time what's happening. We're gonna kind of have to figure out what's going on. Their daily production varies between 200 now and eventually going up to 350 and 400 as we go. But let's go ahead and start off with July. So in July, I multiplied 200 vehicles per day times 31 days, because it's 31 days in July, and we get 6,200 vehicles produced. This is about 1,000 vehicles per week, which they claim themselves. So we're on the right track. Here's a little bit of a kicker, guys. Tesla mentioned that by October, they're gonna do 3,000 units weekly, so triple the amount that they're doing now. So that's absolutely crazy. So I'm gonna increment it every single month until Q4, because we're also gonna check out Q4 here too. So in August, I multiplied 250 vehicles per day as production by 31 days, because August has 31 days. And yes, these guys are also 24/7. Berlin is also 24/7 in terms of production. And we get 7,750 vehicles produced in August, a record-breaking number. And in September, I said 300 vehicles on the daily, times it by 30 days, because September has 30 days, and we get 9,000 vehicles produced. So, sheesh! Going crazy. They're ramping up. Obviously not as fast as we want them to, but they're ramping up as much as they can. This will give us a total production number for Q3 for Berlin, almost 23,000 vehicles produced, which is a record. And just phenomenal. And I'm telling you, Q3 is already looking monstrous. Let's see what Q4 will look like after we figure out what Texas is gonna be. Now, Gigafactory Texas is quite interesting because they just started to ramp up like 3-4 months ago, I believe. So they're still in that early stages, but they are going aggressive. Let's first go ahead and see what they did in July in terms of guessing with the recent numbers that we have. And in July, the latest number that I got that they did on a daily basis was about 130 vehicles produced on a single day. So multiply that by 31 days, because yes, Gigafactory Texas does work 24/7 as well, and we get a total production in July of 4,030 vehicles. But Gigafactory Texas is a massive factory. I mean, it's huge. It's gonna make the most vehicles, more than Shanghai, in the next couple years or so. It's that big. That being said, they have a goal. Tesla has a goal to reach 10,000 units by week. Weekly production to make 10,000 units by end of the year. So let's go ahead and do the math together, because this is quite interesting. So we got 10,000 units by year end. That's the goal. At the moment, at the recording of this video, it's mid-August. So from now to end of the year, that's about 18 weeks. Yeah, 22 is coming to a close pretty darn fast. So in order to find out how many vehicles they're gonna produce every single week to reach this 10,000 weekly, we're gonna go ahead and divide 10,000 units by 7. We get a weekly number of 1,428 vehicles produced on a weekly basis. I mean, that's the goal by year end, to produce 1,428 vehicles. So that's absolutely crazy. But we need to figure out how much they need to increase every single week to reach this number. And we're gonna go ahead and divide 1,428 by 18, which is 18 weeks. And we get 80 vehicles each week that they have to increase in capacity. We're gonna round that down to 70 just to be conservative. So 70 units increase per week, or UIPW is what I like to call it. And we're gonna go ahead and figure out what August and September is going to be. Are you guys ready, man? Smash that like button, man. Let's go. You do get lost here pretty quickly, so let's do it together. So the first week of August, I increased 70 already to 200 daily production times by 7, and we get 1,400 vehicles for the first week of August. The second week of August, I added another 70, 270 times 7, we get 1890. And then at the third week of August, we get 340 vehicles production daily. Multiply that by 7, we get 2380. And the last week of August, we get 410 because we added another 70 on top of that. Times that by 7, we get 2870 vehicles. Add it all together, we get a total production in August of 8540. Now hold on a second. You guys may be saying that, wait a minute, man, you only counted 28 days in August. 3 days are missing, man. What are you doing? You know what? Let's give them more of a conservative look and be more simple here. Most likely they'll do 9,000 in August if things go right. But let's give them 3 days break and be conservative too of 8540. All right, let's move on to September. Now, obviously, we're going to continue adding that 70 per week, 70 units per week. And in the first week of September, we get 480 vehicles production daily. Times that by 7, we get 3360. Add another 70 on top of that is 550. Multiply by 7 days, we get 3850. Third week of September, 620 production daily. Multiply that by 7, we get 4340. And then another 70 on top of that for the last week of September, which is 690 times 7, we get 4830. And we get a whopping 16,380 production vehicles in September. That's absolutely crazy. That's literally a double from last month. I mean, when I say, guys, listen, when I say they're moving aggressively to ramp up things, they're actually, yeah, they're doing that. They're not sitting around waiting for Christmas to come. Nah, they're going hard. They're going ham. They want to ramp this thing up ASAP. And obviously, you guys may have noticed September has 30 days. We only counted 28 days. We're going to give them 2 days break. All right, we get 16,338. That's just monstrous. That's absolutely monstrous. How monstrous? Well, check this out. All right, the total production for Q3 2022 is 387,217. Like, sheesh. Wow, this is a record number, but obviously this is numbers produced. Deliveries are always slightly less than production, about 1.5% less. So if we put that into the equation, we get 381,409 vehicles delivered in Q3, which is absolutely insane. In other words, we're going to the moon, man. But are we? Let's first go ahead, see what Q4 is, then jump into the stock price. In Q4, I kept things a whole lot simpler, much simpler. I said that for Shanghai, for the 3 months of Q4, it's perfect. There's no shutdowns, no lockdowns, no upgrades, nothing. So that would give us a total production value of 270,000 vehicles for that quarter, which is absolutely insane. For Fremont, if you go max capacity, you would get over 162,000 vehicles produced. But I put here 148,000 because, well, it's Christmas and New Year's and they may be closed. I'm just giving that doubt that they may be closed, so I left it at 48,000. But in Shanghai, though, they don't celebrate, Christmas or, New Year's or whatever it is, because they have their own thing, right? So I didn't subtract anything from Shanghai. But 148,000 for Fremont, and Berlin, I put it at 31,900 vehicles produced that whole entire quarter. It would have been 36,000, but because of New Year's and all that kind of stuff for holidays, I reduced it to 31,900. Basically the same for Texas as well. I left it at 90,000. Although if they keep going at this rate, they're gonna do much more than 90,000, probably over 100,000 by year end. Crazy. Texas is insane. Nobody should underestimate it. It's crazy. It's bananas. But in Q4, I got a total production of 539,900 vehicles produced. Absolutely crazy, but it's obviously production. For deliveries, we're going to subtract 1.5% because it's always less, and we get over 531,000 vehicles delivered. Let's see if these numbers come true. Let's see, mark my words. Let's see how close I get this time. Q3, 381,409, and Q4, well, it's still a little bit too early to do Q4. But over 530,000. I mean that's insane. In my previous predictions, I've never seen or predicted that Q4 would do over 500. But seeing all these data now go over 500, that's absolutely insane. You know what that would mean, guys? Guys, that would mean in 2022, the total vehicles that they're going to deliver is 1.47 million vehicles. That's phenomenal because despite everything that has happened, everyone's predicting 1.4. If they do 77,000 vehicles more than what everyone's predicting and guessing, that is mad. Crazy. Sheesh. But does this mean we're going to the moon? Are we going to the flippin' moon, man? Well, let's figure out the stock price right now. Let's go. If you're a regular viewer of the channel, then this chart is extremely familiar to you. If it's not, I do explain this a lot in every single video and it does take a lot of time. So I recommend you guys check out this video if you guys want to see exactly what's going on. But the chart it's very straightforward and simple. So let's get to the meat of it already and let's see what the stock price will be this quarter and next quarter and literally just the whole year of 2022. Let's see what's going to happen. So right now the stock price is around 920, 930 at the recording of this video. That would give it a PE of 102. But in Q3, however, if they show some phenomenal numbers, I can see people going crazy and buying a lot more shares. I mean, people are gonna, inflation is going down, CPI is going down, things are stabilizing, things are slowly going back to normal, unless we get something unexpected, but I highly doubt. I said that last time and look what happened, but you never know what's going to happen. But for the foreseeable future, things seems to be calming down. So I'm going to give it a PE of 90 for Q3. I think that's reasonable. With a PE of 90, we get a stock price of $1,044 per share and a post-split of 3-for-1, which is literally next week, at $348 per share. Market cap over $1.1 trillion. But that's with a PE of 90. If investors are more bullish and more greedy, you could see a PE of 100, just like you see now, man. 1160. Easy. And investors have an extremely high conviction at that time. If this number comes out like 381,000 vehicles delivered, that will be an amazing sign and we can expect investors go crazy. But if the macro environment still is bad and fear is much higher than greed, we can expect a PE of 80, which again, I highly doubt that's going to happen. $928 per share, not even a trillion valuation. I highly doubt that. At this point, by Q3, which is October 21st to Jan 20th, Tesla stock should be over $1,000 per share or over $333 per share. That's the post split. That's what I think it should be, at least surpassing 1 trillion, because Tesla is a $1 trillion market cap stock. It's valued that. They're gonna be worth more than that in the future, man. Mark my words on that. But I'm gonna put 90 just to be fair. $1,044 per share now, and a 3-for-1 stock split, post split, $348 per share. Q4, if they come out with a number that's over 500, a crazy number like 531,000 vehicles delivered, that's just insane. No one is expecting this number, not even me, to be honest. Over 500 is a crazy number. 480 is like my own gut feeling, but with all the numbers we did today, we got over 500. That's absolutely insane. But if they show this number, I'm expecting a PE of 80. It's still high. 80 is a still high PE, but 531,000 vehicles is crushing it. And we can only imagine what next year is going to be and the year after and when all these other things come out. And don't forget, catalysts are coming out, We got Cybertruck next year. We got more Gigafactory announcements coming later on this year. So, there's a lot of things that's going to come and really boost the stock up even higher. But with a 80 PE, we get a stock price of $1,238 per share at the moment. With a post split of 3-for-1, we get $413 per share. That's over $1.3 trillion market cap. Absolutely insane, man. Sheesh. Just look at that. Let's just forget the PE and stuff like that. Look at the margins. Look at that Q1 revenue, almost 31 billion. And the net income, 6.5 billion. That's crazy. And then the total net income this year, in 2022 this year, will be almost $16.5 billion. That's just crazy. And total revenue almost hitting 90 billion. That's gonna be the whole of 2022, and that's absolutely impressive. That's like more than 50% growth year over year right here. That's absolutely crazy. The margins from 2021, the net income, is almost triple. Like, come on, man. But anyways, going back to the stock price, I know I'm getting carried away, but if sentiment is still bad and the macro environment is terrible, we can see a PE of 70. I think a 70 will make sense. $1,100 per share. Yeah, that would make sense. 361 post split, that would make sense. But if investors are extremely bullish, we could probably see a PE of 100. I'm telling you, man, if this number comes out, this is gonna jump the entire Wall Street on their knees. it's gonna make me spit out water. You know what I'm saying? Drinking some water and you know what I mean? It's gonna make me go, it's gonna do that if they hit this number. But a P of 100, that would give us over $1,500, almost $1,550 per share. Market cap over $1.6 trillion with a post split of $516 per share. I mean, bro, that's absolutely insane. But I'm gonna be a bit more real and say 80 PE. I think this is gonna be a good average to be at for Q4 or January 21st, 2023 to April 20th to 2023, because that's when Q4 comes out and you know, we get the full picture of 2022. But the realistic stock price ranges that I can see this year, at the end of this year, is between 1160 to 1547 per share, or post-split 380 to maybe $500 per share post-split 3-for-1. Knowing that, and if you do these numbers, is that a good buying opportunity right now, man? It's always a buying opportunity when it comes to Tesla, because it's going to the flipping moon. Come on, man. But whether I'm right or wrong, put me up to it, man. Q3, they're gonna do 381,000 vehicles delivered. Not produced, but delivered. Mark my words on that, and let's see if I'm right. Last time I was off by 7,000 vehicles. This time, let's see how much I'll be off. Or maybe spot on. Write down these numbers. 381,409 vehicles delivered. Let's see if I'm right. Most likely I'm not, but let's see if I'm close. Let's see what happens in Q3. But whether I'm right or wrong, guys, we know that Q3 and Q4 are going to be absolutely monstrous. No question asked, no but and ifs and ands and whatevers. It's gonna be monstrous, and it's gonna be very exciting to see what's going to happen. You know this, we know this, the Bears know this, the Bulls know this, everyone knows this. It's gonna be an amazing Q3. But if you're a Tesla investor and a heavy Tesla bull like I am, because I'm going all in into Tesla stock, Q3 and Q4 are going to be peanuts to what they can do in the future. You know, 3, 4, 5 years down the line. I mean, don't hear it from me, man. Hear it from him, the man himself, the former Tesla employee, Farzad Misbahi. We did a 3-hour interview with him, and man, it was absolutely crazy. Check it out. And if you guys thinking to retire on Tesla, check out these videos. You guys will enjoy it. You won't regret it. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See ya.